Morning, Baguio City.
Good morning Baguio City at good morning po sa lahat po ng mga tagapakinig at tagapanood po natin dito sa Balitang Northern Luzon. Hindi na po bago sa inyo ang ating mga pinag-uusapan at alam niyo naman pong mga mainit-init na mga diskusyon po ang ating mga tinatalakay sa mga coffee talk natin. Kaya naman, heto po attorney, ikaw po ay former public servant in the city of Baguio at alam mo ang mga nangyayari sa ating lungsod. Ito pong mga proyekto na binabalak po ng ating kasalukuyang administrasyon. Tayo po ay wala tayong reklamo patungkol po sa mga proyektong alam naman po nating makakatulong sa ating pong mga residente dito. Lalo na ito pong mga nagnenegosyo, ito pong mga MSMEs natin, at ito pong mga turista natin na siya pong dumadayo sa ating syudad. Pero ito lang ang aking katanungan. Sa lahat po ng mga proyektong mga binabalak at mga napag-iisipan, napag-uusapan sa konseho, bilang kayo po ay dating public servant, ano ho ba ang tamang proseso? Kasi ho, naririnig namin magkakaroon nga po ng PPP, ito pong tinatawag natin na Public-Private Partnership. Paano po ito?
Well, in whatever projects na papasukin ng city government, we have to presume that since the people involved here are the ones proposing it, are the public officials whom we voted in office, ang premise ng mga yan is the greatest good for the greater number of people.
Ayun.
Yan.
So dapat mas iniisip natin ang publiko.
Yes.
Sila ho ba ay makikinabang dito? Ito ho ba ay makabubuti sa kanila?
Yes.
Ito ho ba ay nakabubuti sa pangkalahatan?
Yes, in whatever project or whatever ordinance they were going to pass, mga laws they are going to pass, ordinances, the underlying reason is the greatest good for the greater number of people. So, kung may project man, say for example, ang isang pinakamainit ngayon is yung public market development natin.
Ayun.
Of course, kung yun, I would like to presume as a former member of the City Council that there is a basis for doing it. There should be a basis for doing it. And nakita naman natin ang basis nila is yung P4 ordinance ng City of Baguio.
Yes.
So yun, I would like to presume na there is a legal basis for it. And so long as the processes under that ordinance will be followed, we would presume na ito ay para sa ikabubuti ng syudad at ikabubuti ng ating mga mamamayan sa syudad ng Baguio.
Ayun. I've heard about the process, What do you think is the proper process when we are talking about a PPP?
Well, yun nga ang sabi ko kanina is we have the P4 ordinance. May PPP law din sa national government, pero particularly in this project ng City of Baguio, they used the P4 ordinance which was passed by the City Council, no?
So under that
ordinance, I think there is a process that they are going to follow.
And number one is a public consultation, of course.
Of course, it will always be part of the process yan. Pero ang nakita ko na stage yata ngayon is, yung P4 ordinance kasi is, there will be proponents will be invited after giving them yung terms of reference, no? And then papasok yung mga proponents, and then the P4 committee under that ordinance will select from among the proponents kung kanino na ibibigay yung original proponent status.
And it's a good thing, because this coming October, meron na nga po silang pinag-uusapan na magkakaroon nga po ng summit na kung saan, ito pong mga proyekto dito po sa siyudad ng Baguio ay pag-uusapan nga po.
Okay.
At magkakaroon nga po ng mga imbitasyon sa iba't ibang organisasyon at ganyan din sa mga, syempre, yung mga gusto pong makipartner sa gobyerno.
Well, that is a very good undertaking, no? Na kung may magagawang summit na yan and it will all include yung mga projects na iniisip ng mga Baguio officials, that's well and good because it will be an avenue for all stakeholders to ventilate their sentiments, their
concerns?
suggestions, their concerns. And once and for all, it will be addressed. So part siguro ng summit na yan is itong market development.
Yes, yes.
So yan, proseso yan talaga na maganda. Well, part of the democratic process because it will affect the public, not only the public officials. And that is a good move, I think.
But of course, here is now the dilemma.
Yeah.
Okay. Comes development, comes problems. Number 1, basura. Number 2, tubig, ilaw, air, and of course, traffic. Isama na rin natin, congested na ang syudad ng Baguio. The carrying capacity is too much, according to a study since 2019. Do you think kaya ng Baguio?
Well, of course. Resurging problem lahat yan sa mga local government units, not only in the city of Baguio. So it's up to the public officials to address this problem. So one by one, di naman siguro sabay-sabay yan. But I think, as I've said a while ago, I would like to think that, and I would like to presume that ang iniisip ng mga public officials natin is to address all problems that is coming out along the way. No? Yung mga nabanggit mo kanina, talaga mga problemang malalaki yan, basura and traffic na lang is
been a major problem since time immemorial.
Yes. So but in fairness to the city government officials, nakatuon naman ng attention nila diyan. Ang sabi ko nga kanina is I would always want to presume that what they are doing as public officials is the greatest good for the greater number of people. So yun ang premise lagi na nung nandiyan ako sa City Council, yun lagi ang iniisip ko na premise ko whenever I will propose an ordinance or a resolution. So yun din naman ang nakikita natin sa kanila nga lang. Syempre as mga stakeholders, mga tao sa Baguio, they have to interject their proposals also, which should be considered by our public officials.
Urban decay. May mga nag-suggest na ibang opisyal sa syudad ng Baguio, kunana, nga iyapan lang ganito nga proyekto, dito'y asideg ng munisipyo. And that is why we have the BLIST.
Yes, of course, the BLIST idea is a great idea, no? And that is for the purpose of decongesting nga yung syudad ng Baguio because of the urban decay issue. Tama naman yun. Why not? Gaya ng ginagawa ngayon sa Metro Manila is actually, dinedecongest ang Metro Manila, yung mga ibang national agencies dinadala na sa Clark.
Yes, exactly.
And here comes the Skyway from Balintawak to Clark.
Is that not possible in the city of Baguio?
Well, with the BLIST idea, very possible naman yun, very possible. And I think in several meetings of our public officials with the BLIST, within the BLIST area, napag-uusapan yan.
Opo.
So, I think let's give them the chance to do it. But I know that with them or inside sa mga iniisip na mga yan, alam ko na i-decongest ang Baguio City. Very cooperative naman yung mga nearby municipalities natin like Tuba, Tublay, and other areas. No? So, nasa sa atin yan. Nasa sa mga public officials natin on how to do it with the end in view na ma-decongest nga ang City of Baguio.
Attorney, ang tagal mo nang wala sa council. Namimiss ka na ng iyong mga supporters. If I'm going to ask you personally, are you willing to go back to the council if you're given a chance?
Madam Ara, alam mo, I've already given my time sa public service. Nag-serve na ako sa syudad ng Baguio. And
you've done your part? Ganun ba yun?
I've done my part and politics is out of my mind.
Sayang.
So, ang sa akin lang is I'm now enjoying my private practice. Nakakatulong din naman ako kahit sa private practice, no? And
bagay?
Yes, I just want to enjoy life. I just want to enjoy my profession. Nagkakaedad na rin tayo. So, going back to the city council or public service for that matter is out of my mind.
Pero, eto na lang. Do you have any advice? Kasi alam naman ho natin, hati ang council ngayon. May mga bago at karamihan sa kanila, hindi mga attorneys. Hindi yung katulad ng inyong panahon noon, ang dami. So, what is your advice sa kanila at yung mga gusto pang tumakbong muli?
Well, unang-una, yung mga incumbent natin ngayon is they are competent public servants.
Yes.
First from the city mayor down to the vice mayor. You don't need to be a lawyer to know that. You just need common sense. No?
True.
Yan. So, totoo naman yon. You don't need to be a lawyer to be there. At kailangan lang talaga sa city council, may mga lawyers dapat. So, in our present composition, marami naman sila. The vice mayor is a lawyer. Will always be guided by yung sinabi ko kanina na in all actions that you're going to do is you always have to think the greatest good for the greater number of people. So, yun din ang gusto natin i-impart sa mga nagbabalak na magsilbi sa syudad, especially sa city council. You should they will become well versed naman sa pagpasa ng batas, sigurado yan. But yung mga involving yung mga legalities talaga, you really have to consult to a lawyer, member of the city council or not a member of the city council, so that they will be guided accordingly. But in fairness, sa composition ng city council ngayon is okay naman. Pinapanood ko lagi yung session nila. At though sometimes may mga lapses naman, siyempre wala namang perfect eh.
Yes, exactly.
Uray to pa ni perfecto, tinagan na katano pa'y kamali na. So, yun yan. So, yun po ang sasabihin ko sa mga nag-i-intend at congratulations sa mga incumbent natin.
Ayon. Greatest good for the greatest number of people. At harinawa, yan po ang isa puso at isa isip po ng ating mga public servant dito sa siyudad ng Baguio, nang sa gayon po ma-address natin ano po ba talaga ang kailangan na development dito sa ating lungsod. Ako po ang inyong lingkod, nag-iisa walang iba, Tita Ara Carter, ang nag-iisang ikit ng bayan, at kayo po'y nanonood sa ating Coffee Talk sa Balitang Northern Luzon. Kasama po natin walang iba kundi si Attorney Rocky Balisong. Magandang araw po sa ating lahat. Thank you so much, Attorney. Thank you for gracing me this chance to interview one-on-one talaga.
Yeah, thank you.